And we're live.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, Lucas.
Already,
Oh no,
Lucas
Lucas.
is Lucas. Their body is ready.
Lucas has invited Sin already. Let's just get into the live scene right now,
All
and you
right.
can you
Well,
can look at my realized Final Fantasy persona.
yeah. I don't know anything about Final Fantasy,
Well,
so welcome
I'm in it.
to. Yeah. Well, obviously Callum is in it. He's got his horn hat. I
Yeah,
don't
I'm a
know.
summoner, and summoners wear horns. I don't know why. It hasn't been explained to me yet.
Hello, frogs. What's up?
Frogs.
Our base
And
frog
yeah,
for the Frog War. Nice. So yeah, I don't know anything about Final Fantasy. Everything that I've ever learned about Final Fantasy has been forced on me at gunpoint. Uh,
by me, by Callum.
by Callum. Yeah, he's got a gun pointed off screen right now.
Yeah, it's pointing
Are there guns
across
in,
our city.
I don't know. Are there guns in Final Fantasy? Is it like a sword game or?
Yeah, no, there's swords and swords that turn into guns, and guns that turn into swords.
Oh boy.
There's a literal class in this game called Gunbreaker, which is a tank that uses guns. And there's another
Okay.
class that's a support
Okay.
that uses lasers.
Okay. All right. Oh boy.
Yeah.
That is gonna be. Okay,
These
look.
these loading screens are so beautiful.
My understanding of Final Fantasy, like I okay, I didn't play. I was weird, right? I never played any of the JRPGs growing up as a kid. They just never interested me at all. Um, so like, the problem is I don't know anything about it. I have no cultural context for it. Before the stream started, Callum was like, "Which?" I asked him, "Which one is this?" He's like, "The one with cloud stripes." He's like, "Who's that?" You know, I don't know. He's like, "Oh, with the big sword." Okay.
There's like 8 people with big swords.
Oh no.
Do you mean
Is it
Gladius from Final Fantasy 15?
Sephiroth? That's a guy. He
He
also
does
has a
have
big
a big
sword.
sword, yeah. He's also
But
from
his
Final Fantasy 7.
his is long and thin, and Cloud's is short and wide.
Yeah, Cloud has a chode.
He has a short.
Oh, the worst. The worst sentence. We did a word crime. Fantastic.
Oh god. Okay. So
I have to summon my
before
carbine.
Callum just gets into his gameplay, um, the purpose of this stream is to do a Q&A. So, oh, we got 5 people watching. Nice.
Hey, also let us know if the audio is too loud in the game and you can't hear us.
Yeah, of course.
Because this is kind of a loud game.
Yeah, maybe you could turn it down just a smidge. There are going to be a lot of like status effects that are going to be happening in the background.
Okay, let me just kill these dragons. And then, just real quick, you know how it is.
Okay, so Lucas is who's the little guy?
Oh, is
I
it?
don't know.
Are you talking about my carbuncle? My very good carbuncle? I'm a
what-
summoner, which means that I'm a wizard that uses maths to summon ghost foxes.
It's going to be one of those streams.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Frog says it's a little loud.
Okay, let me just system config, turn that master volume down. You see, it's already at like 30 out of 100, and that's how loud this game is.
It's a very bombastic type of game.
Yeah.
But yeah, so before we get into the Q&A for the stream is a Q&A about basically anything, you know. We thought about having viewer submitted questions, but we like our chat. You guys are awesome. So we thought that it
Yeah.
would just be better to have you
I know,
guys just ask
I know,
us questions.
I know.
And we'll...
This fucking dungeon. Sorry, it's just occasionally this dungeon will have a dragon just come down and breathe fire at you. You can't interact with it. It's literally just, hey, you don't have as much health as you used to now.
I don't think that's good game design, Callum.
I mean, you eventually get to kill it. So it's setting up like a optional boss.
It's a Dark Souls situation where
Yeah.
that dragon is smoking your ass in the undead burg, and then you get to kill it.
Yeah,
Or-
I'm really just doing this to level my character up.
Yeah. The gameplay is not really supposed to be the highlight. The point is that you guys ask us questions and we will just do our best to answer them, and hopefully drive some interesting discussion. So feel free to just. Oh, favorite. Lucas asks, "What's your favorite color?" Callum, do you want to go?
Fuck. I hate what's your favorite X questions?
Thanks, Lucas.
Because I'm really bad at like picking favorites. I feel bad for the rest of the colors. Do you want to go first then?
Yeah, sure. I have favorite colors that basically depend on my sort of the mood that I'm feeling. The two colors that I like the most are very dark shades of blue and very dark shades of green. If you wanted to give me, if I had to give exact specifics, it would probably be something like a forest green or like a ranger rifleman green. That's what it's called. Lucas says he can be your favorite. They can be your favorite color then.
Lucas, you are underage, my friend.
Yeah.
You must be careful about what you say online.
Yeah. Don't make us activate dad mode.
Go to your room.
Frogs asks, when did Emilio get into swords? Wow, that's a very interesting question. Thank you, Frog.
Wait,
Frog
my favorite color is probably black and red.
Black and red. That's a very powerful.
I look good in those colors. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Callum definitely could have pulled off a Vampire the Masquerade cosplay back in the day.
I literally, my sleeves are coming out of my hoodie right now. When I was on the Miles stream, the same thing was happening, and literally Frogs was like, Vampire Callum is best Callum.
Damn it, we have to do a Vampire the Masquerade stream at some point then.
I'd be down.
Because again, it's one of those RPGs that I never really got into, but apparently it's pretty fun.
I was always more interested in Mage the Awakening, which is from the same company.
It's just about magic, guys.
Well, it's about magic guys who are immortal, but also the magic is very interesting because it's like genuine world-changing shit. Like the one class changes how matter works, but the more magic you use, the more chance you are at like basically creating an anomaly and wrecking the universe, and the universe will correct itself and kill you.
Frogs says you just have vampire vibes. I think that's true. I think that's generally true. Callum.
Yeah, I don't sleep.
That's definitely true. Callum he sent me a message at like 2 in the morning, and then I replied to him at like 6 in the morning, and he was still awake. So it's crazy. Okay, Saskia Stain, hello.
Hey.
I will answer your question in a second. To talk about frogs and how I got into swords. So I started reading. Oh, and Lucas says they went to Dracula's castle once. That's pretty cool. In Transylvania, right? But yeah, so I got into swords because I started reading at a very young age. And the public library that I went to go get books at was very cool. Shout out to public funded libraries.
Hell yeah.
Real bastion of civilization right there.
I have stolen so many books from libraries. By pure accident.
Librarians are very nice people. But anyway, in a lot of the books that I read, like for example, Dune was the first sci-fi novel series that I ever really got into, which is wild for like a young child to start reading Dune. But swords have always been symbols of power and totems, like in fantasy, and I've always been obsessed with them because I started reading fantasy novels when I was a kid. So I always wanted to really get into sword fighting. But, when I was growing up, there weren't really any options. I did fencing, Olympic-style fencing in high school, and I was captain of the fencing team. But very quickly into that, I kind of realized that it wasn't really sword fighting. It was really just a very kind of sportive sort of activity. So I started researching and learning about sword fighting, real historical sword fighting, and then I started a club. And now several years later, I'm like the head instructor. Although I don't really think of myself. I'm just like the first member of the club.
You're just the best at it, yeah.
I'm not. I don't. I have like a formal qualification. The only technical qualification that I have is in I have a lightsaber certification. But yeah,
you told us that at the. So it was our birthdays recently, and for Emilio's birthday, he tricked us into going to his club, and he handed me my ass. in a sword fight. He literally hit the back of my head with a sword. And afterwards, he was talking to us, and he was like, "You know, the only certification I have in sword fighting is that I have a lightsaber certification." And we literally told him, like, "Dude, you have a HEMA club. Just certify yourself."
Yeah, I guess that's true. But I don't like to think of myself really as the master. I'm just I'm the first citizen, I guess, if you want to think about it like that. I just want to. I started it because of selfish reasons. I just wanted to have people to fight with. So, I don't charge any money for my services or stuff. Frog says their dream as a kid was to have a replica of Ice from a Song of Ice and Fire. Yeah, Ice is a really cool sword.
Oh, you know what I always wanted was, what's Glamrig or something? What's Gandalf's sword?
Oh, yeah, Glamdring, I think. Yeah, the Elven Blade. That's a pretty cool one. I just want to answer Saskia. Oh yeah, okay. So Saskia, no, you shouldn't be scared of 110. I mean, I did 110 now, like many years ago. You just have to actually do it consistently and practice a lot, because it is the kind of module. This is talking about IT at university. It is the kind of module that will kick your butt if you don't treat it seriously.
Yeah, I actually know Saskia in real life.
Oh, okay.
She's really cool. She's the reason I don't have to pay for Spotify.
Nice. It's as for tutoring, I don't think I'm legally allowed, because technically I'm a member of the other academic sort of part. Don't think about it as like a Dark Souls boss. It's more like a Mega Man 2 boss. No, that's not good. Shit, that's not a good comparison. Let's see. Hippo says, how does one join the club? Well, membership is free, so you just show up. You just send me an email, and we can arrange the details. But Hippo, I'm not actually... Hippo, are you a person who lives in South Africa?
Oh, yeah, you know Yana?
Yes.
Hippo is Yana's brother.
Ah, well, yeah, if you're in the Pretoria, in the Centurion area, then, we can just,
Just be aware that this is a club where you can... You won't get, really badly hurt, but it is, legit proper sword fighting. There is a chance that you could get hurt. Just be aware of that.
We take every precaution. I provide equipment, safety equipment. But yeah, you will get bumps and bruises. It's kind of impossible to do sword fighting without getting any bumps and bruises.
Unless you're very good.
Yeah, unless you're very good. But usually people will get bumps and bruises.
My stupid NPC government-regulated tank just started a fight when we were at half health.
Yeah, Lucas said, "Don't die, please." I assume he means in the game.
Or in general.
Or in general.
Yeah, I have no intentions of dying.
Yeah, same here. I was trying out more of my armor today. Man, I really like it, but I have to polish it after every use because it gets dusty.
Oh, is it black?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the black armor that I wore.
It's very cool. I've seen it. It's awesome. But my biggest problem with I love the color black on clothes and stuff, but it gets so dirty so quickly.
If you think black gets dirty, try wearing white.
Oh no, I don't touch white anymore.
When I did fencing in high school, because unfortunately one of the dumber things about Olympic style fencing is that you have to wear white uniforms to do it. So those things get dirty super easily. You can't wear any other kind of color except for white uniforms. And so, yeah, they got dirty super easily, and it was always annoying to clean.
Yeah.
Actually, I got black uniforms for HEMA because that actually made it easier to clean. But it's, still...
What was the question we were answering before we started talking about laundry?
How I got into swords.
Ah, yeah.
And then, yeah, that was the general question. Hippo, you can send an email to the club, or you can send an email to Byte Marx, and I can respond there. Wait a minute. I think I have the website.
You can go find that real quick.
Yeah, yeah. Just if you just give me a second, I can get the website for the club, and you can email me there. How about that?
How about that? Skirt,
There we
skirt.
go.
Yeet.
Yeah.
Scree.
Yeah, just go to that website. There's an email address,
Oh,
and you could.
whoops. Oh boy. Oh boy, I just ran headfirst into some dragons.
Well, oh, whoa, we have 9 viewers. Crazy.
Whoa. That's that's the highest amount that we've ever gotten on streams before. So if we get one more, this is officially our most successful stream.
Now we're down to 8.
Damn it.
Oh,
The universe
oops.
heard me wishing.
Yeah. Lucas says black is cool, but mixing some. Yeah, I have black and white and gray mixed in because I like the gray scale color sort of palette. Yeah, Hippo says they'll be in touch. Yeah, sure. Classes are held on Sundays. Like I said, membership is free, so you just have to get here. We provide training and stuff.
Yeah, you can go to class and then come home and watch the art stream.
Yeah, actually, that is a good point. Because it is a bit strenuous though. So
Yeah,
you
that's why you
shouldn't-
need a nice chill art stream to relax
yeah, to wind
to.
down. Yeah, I would be more on those art streams, except for the fact that it's very tiring to do the classes that I do. Today we're doing like a bunch of the tests for our squires, and I was fighting, because Callum, you were there when we did it for my birthday.
Yeah.
I was fighting the 12.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh no. Emilio, why do you do these things to yourself?
I don't watch anime, but I have the shonen essentially the shonen aesthetic of constantly trying to improve myself as a fighter, And for most people, improving yourself as a fighter it doesn't mean anything.
So
But for me, it means a lot.
throughout our friendship, Emilio and I have always tried to like figure out who represented us in various media. Like he's Geralt, I'm Yaskia, he's the paladin, I'm the bard, whatever. I just found out now that you're the Goku and I'm the Vegeta. Apparently. Wait until you have a kid and I raise it, and then I'll be the Piccolo.
Oh my god. Yeah, I guess I am the Goku, and you are kind of the Vegeta. You don't have a widow's peak though.
You haven't seen my hairline when I tie it into a ponytail. I kind of get widow's peaky.
Oh, damn. All right, chat. I didn't expect to find out I was Goku.
No one ever expects to find out that they're Goku. It just sort of happens. Interestingly,
Well,
Goku is one of the best examples of a flat character arc.
Oh yeah, he has no growing really to do,
Yeah, but the
He just-
point of it is to highlight the other characters' arcs.
Yeah, he's like Superman in that way.
Yeah.
Superman doesn't really do anything. He doesn't really evolve as a character, but he definitely highlights other characters. Like one of my favorite pairings is stories where Superman and Batman are together, because then they like contrast so well off each other. Lucas says in Romania, some people call vegetable oil Vegeta. That's really funny.
Can you hand me the Vegeta? Fool.
Yeah, the vegetable oil is constantly like talking about your power level and stuff. Hello, Comrade Sad. They ask, what Lord of the Rings characters are you two? That's a good question. Callum, do you want to take that?
I feel like you're Legolas and I'm Gimli. Oh, you know what? Actually, I'm Pippin and you're Merry.
That's a very interesting. Why do you think that?
I don't know. I'm just trying to find like pairs of characters. The Legolas Gimli one works because like Gimli is obviously the more emotional one, but Legolas is still emotional. He just like isn't open about it.
Yeah,
He's not
but I
as,
mean,
like-
I don't really see of myself as like a Legolas type.
Really,
Ironically, I feel like I have a lot more in common with Gimli.
I feel like you might be You know what the best one would be? Is you're Aragorn and I'm Arwen.
Oh no!
You're Gandalf the Grey, and I'm Radagast the Brown. From
Yeah, that's actually what because I was gonna say that the character that I think I most identify with is probably Gandalf in terms of like, the way that I see myself, because I don't really think I'm Aragorn. Aragorn is a very outspoken type. He's the king. He's destined to do stuff.
I was always felt very close to Bilbo.
Bilbo is a great character, personally. Bilbo is like one of the best characters I think in the whole Lord of the Rings.
Sorry about that noise. We just had to open the door for the cat.
Yeah, the cat was screaming earlier today. So
he's doing it again. He's a loud one, this cat. But yeah, I think I'm Bilbo because I just want to drink tea and like eat 3 lunches and read a book.
Yeah, I can respect that. I feel like I'm Gandalf because, well, number one,
you smoke that Kush.
No, I don't.
You're really good with fireworks.
I don't know. I just, so I try to help people to be the best version of themselves, but I don't necessarily like force them to be the best version. Because like Gandalf's whole thing, the deep lore of the Lord of the Rings is like Gandalf's actual ability is that he is capable of inspiring people to believe in things, right? Like he actually has a very paladin sort of like outlook, because that's why, because spoiler alert for Lord of the Rings, Gandalf is an angel type creature in the Lord of the Rings mythology. They're a Maiar. Yeah. And they all have like special powers. And
so
Gandalf's
is
power.
Sauron.
Yeah, Sauron is literally one of the funny thing is Gandalf didn't want to go to the Middle Earth to do anything. he's the only one of the Maiar that actually ended up really doing his job, and he was the only one who didn't actually want to go.
Isn't that how it goes? Also, the reason you're Gandalf is because when Gandalf was faced with a problem, the first thing he did was go and read a lot of academic papers.
Yeah, that's true. Frog says, I wasn't able to read much Lord of the Rings, but yeah, I also love The Hobbit. For me, The Hobbit is like the perfect little like bite-sized nugget of a story. I actually, in a lot of ways, prefer it to The Lord of the Rings, because like Lord of the Rings is huge. It's a whole like cosmology, like The Hobbit is just a perfect adventure story.
Yeah, also the Hobbit is about like getting back, lost treasures and stuff. It's not the end of the world. There's no chosen one. You have to defeat evil. Once you defeat evil, everything's gonna be good. It's literally just like, hey, our home was taken away by a dragon, and we need you to steal something. And when I was a kid, having a thief be the hero was so conceptually like wild to me. It's the only Lord of the Rings book I've actually read is The Hobbit.
Yeah, Comrade says his Bilbo is the vibe. Frog says they have a large Gandalf pipe and a wizard hat. Yeah, you could totally do a cosplay. If you ever do a cosplay, post that in the Discord. You will get a lot of positive affirmation. I've always, wanted to do a wizard cosplay. Funnily enough, in the Warhammer, in Warhammer Fantasy, the type of wizard that I always personally identified with is the shadow wizards, the gray wizards.
You said that like I know this.
Well, maybe some people know about Warhammer, but anyway, what was I gonna say? So,
hell yeah, I'm about to fight a dragon.
The Hobbit is really, like, I mean, yeah, sure, like Gandalf has an ulterior motive, right? He wants Smaug dead, because if Smaug allies with Sauron, that'll be like a huge ally for the forces of evil in the battle for Middle Earth.
Yeah, but
like, realistically
you don't know
speaking,
that. Like it's never. That's sort of something that gets added later when the Lord of the Rings becomes a series. In the moment for The Hobbit, it's literally just like Gandalf is doing this because he knows the dwarves and he's just a chill dude.
Yeah. You always get the sense that Gandalf has some like ulterior motives, but it's not really important to the context of the story, because like realistically speaking, like the plan that is set in motion to kill Smaug is kind of like on a whisper and a prayer type deal.
Yeah. It's like, hey, if we send 7 deeply unqualified people to go and kill a dragon, do you think they can?
Yeah, the most powerful dragon in all of Middle Earth. Caleb, you're going to be sad about this, but we briefly had 10 viewers watching.
No. Well, We'll pull one out for them.
Yeah, we'll pour one out. But yeah, it's this very almost like a whimsical, like a child's interpretation of an adventure, right? Like, it's just get a bunch of guys. Oh, now we're back to 10 again. So we'll just get a bunch of guys, and we'll just go do this quest, kill the dragon, get rich. It's a very simple way to tell a story, and it's really effective, right? I genuinely believe that like The Hobbit is in a lot of ways the archetype of every D&D story that basically gets told.
Well, I mean, yeah, the Tolkien template is what basically all fantasy uses nowadays. Dwarves are Scottish, elves are basically forest nobles, or they're underprivileged forest refugees.
Yeah,
Humans
but that's a Dragon Age thing. But yeah, it's just let's get a bunch of guys. We'll go on an adventure. We'll see some crazy things. We'll do some fights. It'll all just work out,
Yeah.
And I could gush about The Hobbit forever. I also really like the fact that it doesn't really go into detail about the battle, right? The Battle of Five Armies, because that's not actually important to the story, right?
Yeah, it literally just like it's basically a time skip in the book.
11 people are watching right
What?
now. Yeah.
Most successful stream. Most successful stream. But yeah, the Battle of Five Armies in the book is essentially a time skip. They say like it's been a few years since the battle started, and we're still in the mountain. And then they're figuring out how to deal with Smaug.
Hippo says, Tolkien was known to believe in Hollow Earth. Yeah, like...
What's Hollow Earth?
Hollow Earth theory is the idea that the Earth is actually hollow on the inside. It's not just like magma and, molten core. There's actually like a deep cavern underground where like a hidden a hidden sort of like secret world exists with dinosaurs and lost human civilizations.
Oh, like Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Yeah. Only people believe that's actually real and not just like a adventure story.
I mean, that's rad. Like, of all the dumb things to believe, that's probably the raddest one. But
it's also the one that I think is also very heavily associated with like the lizard people, because if I'm not mistaken, there's a Hollow Earth and there's the lizard people who live in the Hollow Earth, and they're like controls. It's wild.
Yeah, but also I'm not gonna expect an old white dude from Bloemfontein.
Yeah, that's
which
true.
was essentially what Tolkien was. To be perfect.
Yeah, no, that's true. Even though I do want to make a video about it, actually, because I want to make a video about what Tolkien believed politically, basically anarcho-monarchism, and talk about it. But I do have a lot of respect for him as a writer and what he tried to do, even though I think that, politically we might have very different values and stuff.
Oh, yeah, also, as a creator, fantastic. Same thing with, like, C.S. Lewis and stuff. Like, I probably won't agree with their views as people, but as writers, very, very cool what they've done.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably one of the biggest Lovecraft fans you're probably ever going to find.
Lovecraft was a terrible human being. No one is saying that he isn't, but like...
speaking of, the Earth is full of rats. I saw them. Are you saying there are rats in the walls, Lucas?
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Yeah, by the way, guys, this is a Q&A stream, so feel free to just ask us questions. I do love just answering your random questions. Frog says they went to go see some rats. They were very nice. Yeah, rats are a very good...
That's so wild.
Rats, I think.
Okay, so a feature in this game, right, is that sometimes if you meet certain conditions, bosses will just sort of like kick you out of the boss room. Essentially, they'll either kill you or just, like, make you leave or whatever. And it's never happened to me before. And it just happened now.
Well, streamer luck. You know what they say. When you're streaming, you best be believing.
I swear to God, this never happens to me.
Yeah, it's one of those things where... Frog says, do you guys like snakes? And if you do, what's your favorite type? Quite like snakes. I mean, I don't have any snakes as pets. I've never really had them. I quite admire them as animals.
Yeah, I think they're cool animals. If I am ever near one, I will die.
Yeah, well, uh, I have a weird history around snakes because I grew up partially in Durban, and Durban is full of snakes
Hmm.
because it's much more tropical than Gauteng is. 'Cause Gauteng is very dry. So yeah, I do know some things, at least a little bit about snakes. As for favorite types, I've always thought like boa, like the one of the cutest looking snakes is like the hognose one. That one, they're so adorable, I
I
think.
love cute snakes.
Yeah, cute snakes, definitely. But yeah, just in general, snakes that are like really colorful, those are also pretty. Um,
There's one called the like horned golden constrictor or something that literally only like 24 of them exist in the world or something like that, and they all live on Snake Island.
Snake Island?
Yeah, there's a
What's
whole
that?
there's two islands. There's Spider Island and Snake Island. It's on Spider Island. Something like every 5 cubic foot of the island is covered with like 4 different species of spider.
Oh my word.
Yeah,
Is this in
it's a
Australia?
nightmare. No, it's an island.
Oh, okay. Well,
Hence why
sounds
it's called
horrifying.
Spider Island. But yeah,
That's like a Mario level, I swear.
it's like a Dark Souls level. But yeah, there's also a Snake Island, and it's literally the only place these constrictors can exist. It's the only place that has the right conditions.
Lucas says corn snake. Yeah, corn snakes are pretty. And Frog says, yeah, they love watching hognoses try to burrow into carpet. They're very cute. Yeah, hognoses are very cute. If you haven't seen a hognose snake, I highly recommend you just Google it because they're adorable little guys. They they have like they're called hognoses because they have like a little lip, sort of like
Yay!
at the front of their nose. Right? So they look like they actually have like like this really adorable. They're my favorite because I saw a video on YouTube once about a hognose snake trying to drink, and I just thought that was the cutest thing I've ever seen. So
Yeah, no,
Lucas says,
there are
oh,
very
just
cute
quick,
snakes out there. I never want to
yeah.
touch them, but I sometimes do. Like, it's weird. I think if there's like a chill snake, like a snake that's just like cool and friendly, then I'll definitely be into like playing with it.
Lucas says they think that there's an island in the Black Sea called Snake Island. Yeah, isn't there, that was an island that was fought over by Russia and Ukraine. That was called Snake Island. I don't know if it's like just like loaded with snakes. Maybe they call it Snake Island for another reason.
There's
Comrade sad.
Well, there is an island that has a bunch of snakes. I've done research on this because I don't ever want to sleep, so I need to ruin myself with these mental images. And I do know that a snake island does exist.
Yeah, Callum and I are very opposite in the sense that I have a regular sleep schedule, but it's all terrible. I have a very consistent sleep schedule, but I don't enjoy sleeping. And Callum, on the other hand, has no sleep schedule, but he just stays awake.
Yeah, I don't enjoy sleeping either because I always feel like I'm missing out on something.
Conrad Snake, Conrad Snake,
Conrad Snake.
says they despise all snakes, even the small ones. I think that's fair. Right? I feel like humans have a natural evolutionary response to seeing a snake because, yeah, that thing could 100% just like bite you and then you die.
Yeah, anything that can kill me, I'm not into. Oh shit!
Yeah.
Great, we beat it.
Woo!
Dragon's dead.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm gonna put a poll in the chat. Uh, about that.
About the dragon
Sleep
being
schedule.
dead?
No, about sleep schedules.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be about snakes.
No, because I'm always curious about like how people are. You know, like are they capable of
Yeah, you and
keeping?
Edward or a Jacob.
Yeah, it feels like having a consistent sleep schedule is a thing that I have that a lot of people don't have, and I always feel weird about it because I have a consistent sleep schedule because I grew up in a very regimented household where my parents would wake me up every day at a specific time, and if I wasn't awake, that was bad.
Well,
You know,
I did that for like school as well, but it just I don't know. I'm just very good at not sleeping. My mind works too hard. Also, take a look at the screen real quick because I'm about to turn into my paladin.
Ooh, okay. Ah, delicious.
Look
The
at this,
armor.
man.
This is the most Warhammer looking armor.
Yeah, I actually need to see if I have better armor. I
Does
do.
Final Fantasy allow you to do the thing where you can transmute the properties of a set of armor onto a thing so that you can keep the way it looks, but you
You
keep the
can
stats?
glamour, yeah. So,
That I thought that I thought was a really good idea in terms of MMO design.
oh hell yeah, definitely. You being able to like, because Final Fantasy has a lot of like whatchamacallit, uh, cosmetics and stuff, as well as things that just look good, and the cosmetics are actually surprisingly the hardest to get. But if you get a cool cosmetic and you really like the look of it, being able to just put that as your strongest bit of armor is the best.
Yeah, I agree. Lucas says their family members never wake them up, not even when they ask them. Well,
Oh no,
you
okay.
know,
I have to switch brain modes because I'm playing as a tank now.
how does that work exactly?
What do you mean?
Like, I also wake up most of the days. I wake up around 4 p.m., but that's because I choose to.
Wait, when you
Oh,
say
no,
has
not
the
4 p.m., 4 a.m. Sorry.
when you say
The fact
has
that
that worked, are you talking about Lucas's thing or my thing?
No, your thing. How, like, classes? So you just switch between classes on one character, or are you playing separate characters?
No. Okay, so basically, think of it like this: every class in Final Fantasy is basically a guild, and at level 10, you're allowed to go and join whatever guild you want, and you become a member of that guild. So it starts you off from level 1 with the appropriate gear, and you basically just have to equip that gear, and now you are that class.
Ah, okay. So it's kind of like Monster Hunter.
Yeah, but the cool part about it is that if I have a class at like level 30 or something, and I start a new class, that new class is gonna level up so much faster, purely because I have a far stronger class already. Because the devs understand, like, you want to get to the late content, you don't want to sit here and play around as a level 1 gladiator or whatever. So we're not gonna force you to.
Yeah, generally speaking, you only really do you only really do the long grind for one character, and then you start going from there. You know?
Yes, attack me. Okay, so you were saying?
What was I saying? Sleep schedules? Oh, hey, Matthew.
Matthew! I know you, I guess.
Yeah, Matthew says if a vegan gets bitten by a snake, are they fine with taking anti-venom? Since anti-venom is an animal product in a weird way. Yeah, I think they'd have to be, or else they'll die.
Well, I mean, isn't that the greatest test of your beliefs? Are you willing to die a vegan? A true vegan.
Well, I don't know. Like, depending on how you want to split lines, like, you know, like, can you wear like certain clothes that are made with animal products? You know, like if you're raising the sheep and shearing them, you know, because if you don't shear the sheep, you know, maybe they'll get too big.
What is the danger of sheep getting too big exactly?
Well, if sheep get too basically if their wool grows too much, it can actually pose major health risks to them because like stuff will get trapped in there. You know, it'll make dirt. The animal will overheat and die and stuff like that. So,
Oh, my computer just said I'm running out of storage space, which is I
Oh,
know is a lie. It just means that basically my memory is getting consumed. But we're only got like 20 minutes left. It'll be fine.
yeah. Yeah, so to answer the question, Matthew, I think yeah, I think it is still fine because also, you know, they're not consuming the anti-venom because they are consuming it as like a food. They're consuming it specifically as a medicine. I feel like vegans have to be fine with certain medicines that are at least in part, you know, specific exceptions to that whole animal product use. I'm Hippo says, do you play Monster Hunter World? I've played Monster Hunter World briefly. My favorite weapon was the gun lance.
Really?
Actually. Yeah.
People hate the gun lance.
I think it's the coolest idea, personally.
Okay, let me just real quick check if... Okay, it's stopped recording the VOD of the stream, but the stream is still going.
Okay, great.
Yeah, it does that sometimes, especially if my memory gets low. It's just like, haha, guess who's not recording anymore, boy?
No, that's fair. Yeah, so I like the gun lance because I just think it is a very cool idea. I like spears and like pole arms. Monster Hunter doesn't really have that per se. I don't like the insect glaive because it's very zippy. I just think the gun lance is super cool. I think it's a cool idea. It's a very big, beefy weapon that has a very cool animation where you like do the loading and stuff. Why, Hippo? Do you play Monster Hunter? Let me guess. What weapon do you use? Charge axe.
Do you want to guess what weapon I use?
You use the two swords.
The knives.
Yeah.
That's actually the one weapon I haven't used.
Ah!
Yeah, I normally play with sword and shield or longsword.
Ah, of course.
Yeah, well, I only play as longsword because like I like anime. I'm not gonna pretend it's for a better reason.
It's called longsword, but really it's katanas. You know.
Yep.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I like the gun lance and I like the bow gun. You know, you wouldn't probably expect a person who's so into swords to like firearms, but yeah, I also like firearms. Frogs says, "What's a casual or childish video game that you still like?" And Lucas says they really like Splatoon. Yeah, Splatoon's a pretty interesting game. Callum, do you want to go with that?
How do you define childish?
I think it's probably like a game that either you played as a child, or a game that's marketed for children, maybe.
Pokemon, I guess.
But they also say casual, so maybe.
Oh, well, I play Pokemon casually, but
Use the Switch Axe.
Ooh.
The Switch Axe. I have a lot of respect for that because the Switch Axe is a kind of a bonkers weapon.
Switch Axe is just sword and shield that can't use items while its weapon's drawn.
Oh boy. Yeah. So you really like Pokemon, you say?
Yeah, but I don't know if I want to pick that as my one. Why don't you go first, and then I'll let you know.
Well, they clarify that they say anything you feel slightly guilty for liking, basically.
Oh, okay. Hentai. No. Okay. Give me a sec. I need to think about this. I don't feel guilty about liking things, is the problem.
Yeah, I don't really either.
I just like stuff.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of my younger days feeling guilty about liking cartoons. Because I was at that point where like you're a tween, so you're not yet a teen, but you're like 12 or whatever. Yeah. And people were starting to watch things like Top Gear and National Geographic and stuff. And I was like, oh, but I don't want to watch that stuff. It's boring. You know, I want to watch cartoons. But if I let people know that I watch cartoons, they're going to make fun of me for it. So I used to feel really guilty about watching like Power Rangers and Cartoon Network and stuff. But now I don't. Now I'm just like, fuck it. Life is so depressing. Consistently, the world is on fire almost all the time. I need something to feel happy about. And cartoons do that. I guess I feel guilty about playing Magic because it's really expensive.
No, I mean, that's fair. It's not necessarily a video game, but I feel that way about Lego. You know, I sorry to hijack your question, Frogs, but, you know, I don't really feel guilty for playing video games, but I definitely sometimes feel a little bit weird about still, you know, like doing stuff with Lego. I actually post on the Lego subreddits all my designs and stuff sometimes. And sometimes, you know, one of my proudest moments was when I had made a post, and a couple days later, someone was like, "Hey, inspired by Norm Trooper 43's post, here's my own build." I was like,
whoa,
yes,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was a Warhammer Lego build.
Congrats, dude.
Yeah, you know, I didn't get like a lot of attention or upvotes or whatever, but it was just nice to know that someone saw my design and was like, "Oh, this is inspiring me to do my own thing," and that was great.
Rookie adventurer mistake. I left treasure behind.
Never leave treasure behind. Lucas says they've always liked National Geographic, and then he asked, "Do you watch Infinity Train?"
I did watch Infinity Train. I really liked how it ended. Like, end of season 3 ruled. Season 1, I kind of had a hard time getting into. It's very good conceptually, but like some of the character work is weird. It is still a good show. I like it a lot. I think Infinity Train's a great show. It's way better than Forever 12, which I also watched, and it was terrible. Good lord.
I haven't watched Infinity Train. I'm not exactly sure I know what that is.
Infinity Train is a cartoon about this girl who wants to go to coding camp, but her parents are divorced, so she goes through divorced kid shit. And her dad can't, like, pick her up for the day, so she runs away to go and catch the train. And when she gets on, she's transported into a train that runs for infinity. It has these, like, all these different cars with different themes and people in it, and everyone's trying to find a way to go home, and she has this mysterious number that's basically like her seat number, or whatever, and she has to try and get it down to 0 to go home.
Okay, so it's like a horror show.
It's not a horror show. It's more like a thriller, I guess, if anything. It's very cutesy as well, but it's got a lot of mystery.
I feel like the premise is the kind of thing that I would that kind of premise is like an SCP type thing.
What is SCP?
The SCP Wiki, it's like one of the largest creative writing projects. It's about like creepypastas, but like from a different... we'll talk about SCP at another time. I Am Apple says, is there an unpopular cartoon you feel is unjustly hated? And Lucas says, I almost watched Forever 12. An unpopular cartoon that I feel is unjustly hated. That's a good question.
No, people tend to hate things for the right reasons when it comes to cartoons. I don't know. I like a lot of the stuff that I happen to like also happens to be popular. I'm not super involved in the cartoon sphere, I guess. I'm really trying to think about this one. You know what? Okay, you know what show? Just to go from the other side, because it might help me think of other ones. A show that people seem to love that I definitely hated as a child is The Cramps. I fucking hate The Cramps. It's just a gross show. It's just a bad, gross show, and people love it for some reason. I don't get it.
Yeah, okay. Steven, Largely Unemployed has joined the chat. Hey, Largely Unemployed.
Yo. Welcome to our most successful stream in the entirety of our channel.
Yeah, at one point we had 11 viewers. Crazy. Matthew says they can't think of an unpopular cartoon. Yeah, it's actually kind of hard to think about an unpopular cartoon.
Mostly they just don't get played. Like, cartoons are unpopular for a good reason a lot of the time. Things like Brickleberry and Paradise PD and stuff, which are all made by the same person, they're unpopular because they're bad. I don't know what to say. They're just like gross, and they rely on a type of humor that's all about shock factor. But when every single joke is about shock factor, none of them are shocking.
Yeah.
Oh, I got an ability. Wild.
Let's see. Lucas says Steven Universe gets too much hate nowadays. I don't really care much about Steven Universe. I feel like there is a good show there, but also I feel like there are some legitimate complaints to be had about the show.
Yeah, no. Steven Universe receives just the right amount of hate. There's just like, there's bad stuff in it. I mean, the entire first season...
Largely Unemployed says the new Powerpuff Girls gets the wall. Ooh.
New Powerpuff Girls gets a lot of hate.
Yeah.
Mostly because there's like a black character in it now. And people are racist. There's a black Powerpuff Girl now. I haven't watched the new Powerpuff Girls.
Well, the original was pretty well liked. I feel like the new one is not really well done. Well, it's not that diversity made it worse. It's just that they did it badly.
I don't know. Also, is it because it's not well done, or is it a matter of gatekeeping?
No. Like one of the problems. Oh, question. When next in international humanitarian law podcast when? That's up to you, largely unemployed. I'm available whenever you are. We can do a discussion about topics, maybe the war in Ukraine.
I'll play Tony Hawk in the background.
Yeah, maybe send me a message and then we will set something up. But yeah, I don't know. Like the new Star Wars is bad, right, Callum? You agree with me? The new Star Wars is bad.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't really kept up with it.
Okay. Well, I think most people probably would agree with me with these statements. Oh, it largely says, please, largely unemployed was my father. Please just call me bald. Well, thank you, Kane.
Okay.
No, the
thank you,
is,
hair enjoyer.
The new Star Wars sequel trilogy is bad. It's not bad because Finn is in it, or there's some gay characters, or Rey is the central character. It's bad because the editing is terrible, the pacing is off, the whole trilogy is very incoherent. It has very mixed messaging. It doesn't commit to any idea. And Lucas is drawing a bird creature. That's nice. Be sure to share that one. That
Wait, the bird
cool.
creature?
No, Lucas is saying they're drawing a bird creature.
Oh, awesome. We stand birds in this chat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's really funny. Anyway, yeah, the side content, there is a lot of stuff about the New Republic that I think is pretty interesting. But the actual set of movies is just bad. It's not bad because it's more diverse. It's bad because the people who were making it were doing it a lot primarily because of money, executive control, this and that. Like, yeah, and it's incoherent. The sequel trilogy is very incoherent, whereas the prequels are, you could argue they're of questionable quality, but they have a very singular message that, liberal democracy decays into fascism if you don't do anything about it. And, they weren't necessarily made by the movies take... Oh yeah, Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni was like really instrumental, I think, in salvaging some of the reputation. Where you have like the Clone Wars is really good. Stuff with the... Is he in the Mandalorian? Is he part of the Mandalorian guys? I don't know.
I genuinely have no idea. I never watched the last one. What was the final movie in the sequel trilogy?
The Rise of Skywalker. That was that was bad.
I thought The Last Jedi was alright.
Like, okay, yeah, so I also think The Last Jedi is probably the most interesting of the new movies. And that's because it had something very unusual to say. But the problem with The Last Jedi is that, number one, the first movie sets very little of it up. In fact, the first movie, The Force Awakens, that really seems like it's going to go in a very different direction. And The Last Jedi turns that on its head. And then in the third movie, they basically rush to undo everything that they did in the second one, right? So it feels like, if they had just stuck to a singular theme and tried to deliver on that, maybe I feel like that would have done...
One of my teammates just exploded the queer bubble.
The what?
The queer bubble. It's like the tech bubble.
Ah, okay.
It's when the queer industry gets really popular in this country. Oh, yeah, this is the fight where a dragon kills the frog.
Okay. Well, like I said, I knew nothing about, I know nothing about that. So, yeah, there we go.
Yep. Well, I get what you're saying, and I guess I agree. I just like, I don't want to say I don't care about Star Wars anymore, because I really enjoyed the shorts. Like the animated series that they did, where it's just a bunch of self-contained stories. I thought it was really interesting.
You mean Visions?
Visions,
the anime thing.
I feel,
that was super creative.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of Visions was really cool. Like the one where they're in a band and they're playing for Jabba the Hutt. That's awesome. I want more of those stories. The one where it's just the like 8 ones where it's just like, we must restart the Jedi again because it worked out so well the first time. Those ones suck, but like a lot of them are really just fun and cool. And at one point, someone takes the limiter off their lightsaber and cuts a Star Destroyer in half.
Yeah, yeah. Like the thing is, you have to be creative, and you have to do something that's like interesting. You have to tell an interesting story. Largely Unemployed says, "Is this the Final Fantasy? They've claimed this is at least 13." Yeah, I don't get it. Largely Unemployed. It's like they keep claiming it's the Final Fantasy, but like clearly they keep making more games.
Oh, they did the joke, guys. Everyone, stand back. They're doing the joke.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on in Streamlabs. Lucas asks, "What's your favorite ship dynamic?"
Wait, what's going on with Streamlabs?
Largely Unemployed says they said Streamlabs is slow for you guys too. I had a 40-second delay on his chat on Friday.
Oh, yeah. Streamlabs is always like that, though. I wonder if it's maybe just because we're so far away from the server or something.
Could be.
I love saying techie shit like I know what I'm talking about. What's your favorite ship dynamic, Callum? My favorite ship dynamic?
Yes.
What do you mean?
I assume they're not talking about like ships as in naval ships.
They're talking about like, okay, I don't know the official names for them, but I guess like I really enjoy nervous and sort of like angry, nervous, clumsy for the one person, and the other person is just like calm and helpful and maybe kind of stupid.
Oh, okay. So like a himbo and a
and a demon, yes.
A himbo and a demon. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't really do a lot of the ship dynamic stuff just because I don't know. Okay, I mean, maybe this is going to be problematic of me, but I kind of like the enemies to lovers thing. I think that's real fun.
Is that problematic?
I mean, yeah, a little bit.
Why?
Because, maybe there's this assumption that, like, people, like, at the core of a dislike for someone is this desire to be with them, which is maybe not necessarily the healthiest idea.
Oh.
But I don't know,
Well, I enjoyed that when they did it in She-Ra.
Yeah, I like people being and Largely Unemployed says, "Frick it, what's your favorite maritime ship dynamic?" All right, okay, we've got to get into this right now because
sloop.
Right, so we need to have a carrier strike group that is, those Europeans have no idea how to run a carrier strike group, right? The Americans, they're the ones who figured it out. They're the ones who operate like you need to have one large supercarrier and at least a couple destroyers with at least 2 or 3 attack submarines.
I really like pirate ships. Like man of wars and sloops and brigs and stuff.
Those span a lot of different types of, historical periods. Because like there's brigs and barks and.
Emilio, I don't know if you know this, but I get all of my ship knowledge from Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Yeah, I guess that would explain it, huh? Also, Frog says, my IRL relationship is enemies to lovers, so I hope it's... Yeah, I mean, I guess... Yeah, I guess actually it's a real thing, because, honestly, the enemies to lovers thing is not like an unrealistic idea. I certainly think that a lot of people definitely find a person who's like antagonistic towards them in a way that like challenges them, to be an attractive kind of quality. Callum, do you want to go for like maybe another 10 more minutes?
Yeah, I'm gonna need to beat this dragon.
Yeah, sure. We're gonna be going for like another 10 more minutes, guys.
Yeah. I did want to bring up my own question.
Yeah.
So earlier we were talking about like who we are in Lord of the Rings and so on and so forth. I wanted to talk about what classes you think we are in Final Fantasy. I can give you a rundown of the classes.
Okay, let me just look up the Final Fantasy
The
classes.
Final Fantasy 14 jobs.
Final Fantasy 14. Ah, I gotta do work now. Great.
You can find like the
Okay.
job guide. It's really simple.
Okay. Well, let's go to GameSpot because GameSpot is, GameSpot is the.
Man, I'm just killing dragons on this stream.
Okay, so Knight Thief, Dark Knight. What is the difference between a Dark Knight and a Knight, Bard, Samurai, Sage, a Dragoon? But where are their horses and their pistols? Nonsense.
They're dragoons because they kill
Dragon.
dragons.
Ah, that's dumb. Okay. Anyway. Okay.
And they do use lances.
Yeah, I suppose it's not really a lance, but anyway. Uh, yeah. Okay.
I think we can both like say what we think the other is.
Oh. There you go. You've been moderated, largely unemployed.
Hey.
And also, guy Chester Schumann. It's the whole thing of seeing a person's dark side after so much hate. Yeah, that's true. You can see someone's like bad side and like realize that maybe they're actually a bit more of a flawed person. Okay, I think
I
I
equipped
have.
one pair of pants and my character looks stupid now.
Okay, I think I have an idea about which type, like I have a top three, having seen that list.
For me.
No, from. Well, do you want me to give you what I think your classes would
Well,
be?
do yourself first,
Okay.
and then do me, and then I'll do
Okay,
you.
so it's gotta be. One of my favorite Primarchs and Warhammers, Mortarion. So it's definitely got to be the Dark Knight because of the sides.
I've
and the
heard
armor.
that the Dark Knight questline is one of, if not the best in the game.
Okay, awesome. That's good to hear.
Yeah, the guy who wrote it apparently wrote one of the expansions.
Oh, okay,
Like he
that's
went
pretty
on
cool.
to write the expansion.
Let's see. Then, so that would be number one. Then number two would be the Machinist.
The machinist?
Yep.
What the hell's a machinist?
The guy with the guns.
Oh, gunbreaker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are they called a machinist? Wait, what kind of guns do they have?
Big ones?
Are they like are they guns or are they like floaty laser things?
They look. No,
Is
look.
this a-
I'm on the Final Fantasy 14 job guide, and it calls them a machinist.
Is
so
this
I
a
don't-
tank?
Oh wait, no. Is it a gunbreaker? No, wait. Hang on.
Because I have no idea what a machinist is.
Okay, yeah, no, I was mistaken. Yeah, so they're a tank. The gunbreaker. Yeah, the tank.
Okay. Okay, so you think you would be a Dark Knight, a gunbreaker, or
A paladin. Yeah, I think.
yeah? I was gonna pick paladin for you, but my
Wait,
top
no,
three
no,
would be
the machinist is a separate class.
yeah,
It's a different one.
yeah, probably.
It's a different one. It's a guy with long range guns. It's different to the gunbreaker. It's a physical range DPS.
I've never heard of it. Maybe it's a new thing that came with like one of the expansions.
Apparently, I have no idea. But anyway, you were saying?
Well, I think my top ones for you would be paladin, definitely,
Mm-hmm.
because sword and shield, knight in shining armor, that kind of stuff.
Everyone always says I'm a paladin. I've been stereotyped.
Yep. You shouldn't be such a nice person. Or Dark Knight. Like, it was between Paladin or Dark Knight. The second one, I think, would be Arcanist.
Arcanist.
Yeah, because you're all about research, and I think you would turn that into Scholar.
Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. I don't really have a lot of context for this. So,
Oh,
Chad,
so,
what do you-
okay,
what
so
people
basically,
Oh,
let me just give you
largely
a...
unemployed. Hang on. They say Callum's class is canonically a bottom. This is established lore in the largely unemployed cinematic universe.
The
There's
final
a buff
unemployed.
commander and people and everything. Also, Matthew says Emilio is a gunbreaker for sure.
Okay, first of all, the best thing I've ever heard about Gunbreaker is in a Joe Cat video where he says, There's also Gunbreaker, which is a tank, but everyone knows it's just 3 DPSs and a trench coat.
Okay, I don't know.
Wow, did that just like... Did I just enter a different dimension from you? There was no reaction. DPS means the same thing in this game as it does in every game.
Sorry, I was looking up some stats about the class because again, like I don't know anything about this Final Fantasy, so it's like it's always like you could just tell me that like they use bananas as currency and I'll just believe you.
No, they use gil. Excuse you.
What? What the hell is gil?
Gil is like gold.
Why didn't they just call it gold?
Oh shit. One or more of my client setting files, which include my hotbar settings, failed to save. Wild.
Oh yeah, I am Hippo says Joe Cat is a funny guy. Yeah, Joe Cat is great. Their series on Monster Hunter is actually pretty funny.
I'm actually considering doing a series of videos, but I worry that if I do it, people are going to say that I'm just copying how he does his videos.
Oh, I mean, you probably will bring something to the table when you do it. Yeah, I think so.
Will I really? Look at your screen.
Yes, Callum, do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah. I think I would probably be a summoner. Because I like pets.
Yeah, you have that. You want to be surrounded by a bunch of little guys energy.
Yeah. I also, the other one would be maybe... Whatchamacallit. There was another one that I thought I might be. I guess Bard. But I'm not good with bows.
Bard seems like a normal... Like a... You know, like a one.
Yeah, I could be a, God, what was the other one? Damn it, there was another one that I thought that I might be. I think I'd definitely be a... Oh, damn it, I hit my microphone. Oh no, oh no, I punched my microphone. Maybe I'm a monk.
We're professionals. Yeah. Guys, gals, and pals.
I do keep accidentally punching things, so maybe I'm a monk.
Yeah, I mean, you know, fisticuffs, that certainly could cause some issues.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I should do, actually, is... Where's my... Okay, so that's Camp Dragonhead, good. Let me go and do some crafting.
Oh, the stream is almost over.
Yeah, but let me at least show you Uldar, which is where you would be if you were a paladin. Give it a sec.
Okay.
It has to load, Amelia.
The Steps of Nald.
Yeah.
Nald?
Nald.
Okay. Nald. Okay. Final Fantasy naming convention is really...
I mean, it's very silly at first, but like all fantasy naming conventions is very silly.
It's like, wait, is your quest really the Notorious Biggs?
Yeah. It's I'm looking for a character named Biggs, and the Final Fantasy team likes puns.
Oh my god.
Okay, so this is Uldar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's basically like the big city of this game. But it's essentially like Agrabah from Aladdin mixed with New York from real life.
Okay. That's interesting.
Because, okay, let me explain. So, basically, it's all... This is a sultanate. The paladin, in fact, used to be, like, the sworn guard of the sultanate, but, like, they fell out of favor, so now they're just sort of offering the services. But why this is kind of like New York is you see this guy named Wymond? He's, like, the knows everybody kind of guy.
Oh, so he's like a mob guy.
Yeah, he has, like, the connections. Every time there's a criminal mission, like, a mission that involves... a criminal, you have to go up to him and talk, and he'll be like, yeah, didn't you hear about this Black Snake gang?
This Black Snake gang.
And it's like, whoa, what? And he's like, yeah, they're doing some vicious killings. Hey.
If you find something, he's like, I found it on the back of a wagon. It fell off the back of a wagon, Yug.
Here's the Colosseum. Where the gladiators fight and everything. I'm just showing you around now. I feel like I'm showing you my room.
Yeah. Callum, your room's a little bit dirty, but it's okay.
And here's the Lego.
Oh, we should probably end the stream.
Oh, any
Uh,
more questions before we go?
oh yeah. One last question. Oh yeah, larger than places. It's been 30 seconds and you haven't been hit by a taxi, and you also haven't seen like filthy sewer rats eating a pizza. So this is nothing like New York. That's true. That is true.
But I can dance.
Right. Yeah. I think unless there's like one more question that you guys want answered, I think we're probably gonna end the stream here
This is
now.
new. No. Yeah. Wait, pose. Oh, lame. Oh, okay, so it does more. No, it doesn't. Damn it. Air quotes. What? Why would you have this emote? Why would I ever need the air quotes emote?
Okay. Well, I think that was a really lovely stream, guys. Thank you, everyone.
And you.
Yeah, yeah, thanks for showing up, asking questions. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoy just, hanging out with you guys. Hopefully, I can try to do it more.
Yeah.
I'm so tired after humor. I usually just like vegetate for the rest of the day. But yeah, thanks so much for showing up. Hopefully we can do more of these. We'll continue to do, more streams and stuff, more content to come. And yeah, have a good night, everyone.
Well, I was thinking,
Oh, right. If you aren't subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. And also go subscribe to Largely Unemployed. You can
yes.
do that, both of those things.
And also, please share and like and check out our Patreon and everything. You guys are the best. Have a really good weekend. I'm sitting here like a jackass in the middle of the road.
I'm walking here, you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.